All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Katerina here. First of all, I want to make sure that you can see me and hear me. So if you're on the call live with us right now, can you just type in a yes? I want to make sure that I'm broadcasting clearly and that I'm coming through in a way that, yeah, that everyone can hear me. So as we wait for everyone to jump on the call, I just want to make sure that, we're giving people a minute. Right, we say we're going to start right at 11, and I like to start right at 11, but I know some people trickle in. So while we're doing that, let me know who is tuning in. I can see some of you guys coming in right now. So yeah, let me know where you're listening from. And okay, we've got Ashley from Florida. Hey, Ash. Perfect. All right. Oh, hello from New Zealand. Hey, how are you? All right, yeah, Tony's in from New Zealand. Hi, Tony, thanks for being on this call. Gosh, what time is it in New Zealand right now? Let's see. Oh my God, okay. 7 a.m. All right, well, I'm glad you woke up early to be here with us. That's awesome. Who else do we have here? Kim from Toronto. Hello, hello. All right, fantastic, guys. We're just going to get this rolling in just a moment. As I said, I want to leave a little bit of time for people to jump in because we're going to delve into how to make media matter, right? Because it does. We are going to talk about how to polish, to pitch, and to promote your brand in a way that's going to get you increased media visibility in 90 days. That's the whole point. My question is, and this was the question when we did some of the promo for this video, how successful have you been in getting your message out there, right? Are you looking for more media exposure and maybe just don't know where or how to start? If you are, don't worry, because that's what we know how to do. We're going to help you and we're going to walk you through that. Now, as more and more of you are coming in, Bruce from Iowa and the gang, if you are just jumping on, my name is Katerina Kazayas. I'm a media specialist and the host of this webinar today. I am going to be sharing proven techniques that have worked for the companies I've worked with over 10 years of global media relations pitching and teach you how to really leverage the media if you know that with more media exposure you could get the kind of visibility that would increase your reputation, increase your credibility in your community, get customers to trust you, buy brand loyalty, and ultimately that's what gets people to buy from you, right? They do that by seeing you and getting that third-party media check mark that says, yes, this is a recognized expert in their fields. So we're gonna get going, guys. I'm gonna tell you that I am gonna be looking at my notes here. If I'm scrolling and stuff, I just want to make sure my team has prepared the script around this today, just to kind of keep me in line, because I'm a communicator, I'm a talker. It's what I do, right? I'm a TV host, and although I do always preach about staying succinct and staying on target with your brand message, I sometimes like to just share stories, but this guideline is going to keep me here. So just bear with me as I scroll down through my notes here to make sure that, that everyone is ready to go. All right, what I want to do, now that we're a couple minutes into this, I just want to go through how to really get the most out of this training. So a little bit of housekeeping here for you. If you haven't been on a live training before, what I love about these is that they can be really interactive. You have the ability, you can't speak to me, I can only speak one way, but you have the ability to type questions and comments through. So as we're going through, if there's anything that you love, just type a yes, because that encourages me and makes me know that the value in the information we're giving you is being shared and being received, which is always important. And also, if you have questions, type them through. We may hold off until the end, because depending on the flow that we're in, I just want to make sure that I'm not cutting up segments to answer questions. If you do have questions and they can wait, my preference would be to hold off till the end, but don't worry, because we're here. We want you to play full out. So what that means is we are going to be going for approximately 60 minutes. I want you to shut off all your distractions. Please, please, please. This is an hour of full value in media, in the space. We're giving it to you. We're gifting it to you for free. So do yourself the favor and respect your time. Put your distractions away. Shut off your Facebook. You can call them back in an hour because we're going to dive really deep here with this media training today. All right. I'm going to be loading you up with content, and we want you to get the most out of it. Also, I do want you to stay on the line until the very end of this, because we have a special offer. We've got some really special bonuses that we want to share with you, and I would hate for you to miss it. So stay tuned for the entire call. We are going to be barreling through full steam ahead and making sure that you have an understanding of what it takes to really make media matter and what that's going to mean for your business. And so, all right, here we go. You guys ready? Type a yes if you're ready. All right, I see the yeses coming through. Woohoo! All right, awesome. Okay, first of all, I do want to start by telling you a little bit about me. Now, some of you have worked with me before, and for those of you that do work with me privately, I know some of you are on the call. Thank you for joining us. I know it always helps to hear this information. You can never hear it enough, so thanks for taking the time to be on the call with us. I know Kat's on the phone, on the line, and she and I have a special relationship because we have the same name. So thanks, Kat, for clicking through. I saw you come in. A little bit about me, for those of you who don't know me. So my name is Katerina Kazayas. I'm a Hollywood-based TV and radio show host. I do exclusive appearances on red carpets. I've been on covering the Oscars red carpet last year, the Elton John party, where I had the opportunity to interview Elton John, Sharon Stone, Sting was there. It was really, I mean, one of the premier events, right, red carpet events. I've also hosted the Billboard Music Awards after show. I have been interviewed on TV stations and radio stations like the CW, NBC, Sirius XM. So from a host perspective, I know definitely how to help transfer information about what it takes to appear confident and comfortable on the camera. But more so in this training, I'm going to be pulling off of my past media relations experience. For 10 years, I have been a media consultant and specialist working with small startup companies to help them gain visibility in the media in a way that really propels their brand image and their brand messaging to get them more customers, more generated leads, and ultimately more sales, right? Because ultimately, we need to make those sales to grow our business, and ultimately, the point of growing our business is to get that cash flow in the door for us. So I don't know what your favorite toys are out there that you want to be buying with all this cash that you're going to see, but trust me when I say, when you use media correctly to leverage what your story and your brand message is all about, you can exponentially catapult yourself ahead of your competition. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Going back, I have worked with small startups, as I mentioned, and I've done so. I'm originally from Canada, and as I mentioned, based in the US now, but have been working in all global media markets. So I have pitched startup companies in markets like the Middle East, in Dubai, in Asia, Hong Kong, and Singapore. I have also pitched into Europe, Monaco, the south of France, London, Barcelona, Athens, you name it. We have been, with the teams that I've worked with in the past, pitching into those media markets. Now, what do I mean by pitching into those media markets? What I mean is we establish a framework of how we want to present the company in the media, and then we go out and actively outreach to the prime television, radio, print, and online digital stations. Okay, I did this in the hospitality sector. I did this in the manufacturing industry. My favorite was doing this in the yachting and boating industry. Yes, well, that's where I spent a significant amount of time working with companies in the yachting and boating industry. And one of my favorite success stories was working with a, at the time, what was a small startup company called Nisi Yachts. And they were literally just starting out, wanting to play in the space of mega yachts. We're talking 80 to 120 feet, big mega yachts. If you're European, you're going to be a little bit more familiar. I know we've got some European people on the line, in meters. So we were playing in the 24 to 40 meter range. We're talking nice big yachts. The objective when they brought me on as their media specialist was to help me get them into these media markets, into these media outlets, so that they could get the reputation, build it up, have customers see more of them, and again, right, exponentially increase their presence in the media within a finite amount of time so that it would result in sales. And I'm so happy to share that we did that with them, and the team that I built there in record time. Now, I'm not going to drive you too crazy with what's going on in the yachting industry, but for those of you who may be familiar, you know that it's one of those industries that is really, it's got a history. It's an old world, old school, blue blood industry. And a lot of times, the brands that are leading the pack there, you get a Ferretti, or you get Sunseeker, some of the brand names that people are familiar with, Benetti. They are companies that have been in business for 20, 30, 50 years sometimes, some of them over 100 years, family-owned companies. We were competing with them because we were a little known nothing when we came out of the gate. So what happened? Well, we sat down, we carved out the correct media strategy for them. We sat and focused on who their target market was, and which media outlets would be the best ones to help expose that particular niche target audience to their product. And within 3 years, we took that company from obscurity into the hottest brand globally that was out there. Basically, what we did is we flooded the media, we flooded the outlets, we had covers of magazines, we were on the best of the best lists, the Robb Report best of the best list, and twice, and we also, this is a big one, garnered the #1 prestigious Best Boat of the Year award, internationally acclaimed World Yachts Trophies, #1 for Best Yacht of the Year in Cannes. That was a Lux Media that granted us that award. And I say us because they've become, you know, their family, and it was just, you know, it blew you away. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, Katerina, 3 years. Okay, but I want you to put it in perspective, and we're going to look at this if we work together, what your business model is, what your business sector is. 3 years, we did what takes most companies in the yachting and boating industry 20 years to do. And by virtue of gaining that media visibility, gaining that third-party recognition, independent third-party media recognition, right? Getting the visibility, we secured contracts that were annualizing over $20 to $25 million congruently. So the sales came because of the market and the media visibility, and that's what I want to get clear to you. If you think that, you know, you're doing okay because you're posting on social media once in a while, you are really, 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 really leaving on the table the incredible amount of value that leveraging traditional media is going to be able to afford you. So what I want you to know is that I have done this across multiple sectors, and I am excited now to be offering this training to you because I know that the value that we're going to share with you today is going to get you on the right track to really increasing your media visibility. So give me a yes if you're excited, because we are going to start diving a little bit head first into this. All right, I'm getting some yeses. I get excited with yeses, right? I think it's part of that, you know, here I am going to veer off track for a minute. But, you know, with Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram, you know, we're also used to getting that instant approval. And so please type in your yeses because it makes me feel good. All right, but no, in all seriousness, as a media insider, I really do know the tips and the tricks that are going to get you featured in major media. Clients that have worked with me have benefited from just that: increased visibility, more brand loyalty, customer approval, customer recognition, and ultimately higher sales. A side note to working through this media training is that you do pick up tips and tricks that you can translate not only into your business, but also into your personal life, right? How many of you, you know that guy that walks into a room and he just is exuding charisma, right? Some people do. Well, we're going to teach you how you can do that, right? Because who doesn't love being a guy that can walk into a room and stop traffic, right? Or a gal that can do that. Absolutely. So, big first takeaway, and I want you to write this down. Traditional media is not dead. Some people will argue that it is. It is not. There are 4 main pillars to media that we want to make sure that you are leveraging. And those are television, radio, print, and digital, right? That's the 4-pillar media spectrum. Television, radio, print, and digital. Now, the thing that is changing in a way that is actually making the media space so much more exciting and creative is the fact that broadcast, traditional broadcast, and digital are merging, okay? What I mean by that is we say television, but 50% of the time we mean web shows on a digital platform, right? If you ask anybody that's under 20 years old what they're watching, they're not going to tell you a TV show that's on a physical, traditional cable channel on a physical, traditional wall behind them, right? The big box screen. They're going to say to you, yeah, I'm watching, you know, the latest thing on Netflix as I'm on the subway on my way to my class. So please know that whenever we're referring to television, I'm primarily referring to traditional television that you see on the box TV, but these methods can and will and are translating into digital television. So just make note of that. Another thing I want you to make note of is the merging, the blurring of the lines between radio, traditional radio that you hear in your car, right, that you're turning the channel, the station to, and digital radio, right, where you can get online via a .com radio station, or most especially these days, a podcast, right? How many of you say yes, type in a yes if you have a whole ton of podcasts that you stream directly onto your phone? Podcasts have the same technique that you need to work with in terms of voice tonality and intonation that you would with traditional radio. So again, just to be clear, when I'm mentioning TV and radio, I do also mean web series and podcasts. Of course, print is print. We're talking newspapers, we're talking magazine coverage, and there was an article that was posted in the Wall Street Journal just last week. I'm going to see if I can find it, and for those of you on our email distribution list, I'm going to email that through to you. I will make a mental note to tell Ozell to do that. But for those of you that are on the list, you're going to get this article, and basically what it was saying was that print is not dead. Things like Reader's Digest and Time Magazine, you know, the numbers dropped because people were moving online. And of course, how many of you, come on, we all do, right? We sit in bed in the morning or at night and scroll through our feed, and now Twitter's become our news source. But the article is going to say, and the article does say, and I'm going to send it to you so you can see it, that actually one way that advertisers are starting to separate themselves and cut through all the static that is online right now is to go back to paper printed formats of catalogs, of sales reports, of sales magazines. So print is alive and well, and it's actually going through a resurgence right now. When we talk print, we're talking magazines, we're talking newspapers, but we're also talking press releases. If you are not leveraging the power of the press release, trust me when I tell you, you are missing one of the most key components in a collective media mindset and media strategy. And so you are going to want to know why and how to leverage press releases. We're going to get into that as well. But I want to just make sure you guys are okay here. We're going to get into the guts of this media training right now. So what I'm seeing right now, guys, is that digital is also huge, but people oftentimes only think social media. And it's not just social media, it's also how are you appearing in terms of your look, your feel, your brand messaging on your website. What is going into the media kit that you're using to pitch, to promote to producers? Have you put together your one-page pitch plate? Are you out there, once you have those components, leveraging any appearance that you do get on traditional media by then combining it with a social media strategy? If you're not doing all those things, don't worry, because that's why you're here. In this training, we're going to walk you through how to effectively polish and pitch and promote your product for maximized and increased visibility within 90 days. All right, I'm going to go scroll down a little bit here to the notes. I want to know how you guys are feeling, so type a yes if you're doing okay. All right. Now, the core message, guys, is that it comes back to you. It comes back to the energy that you're projecting as an individual, but also the energy that your company is projecting. So we have a three-step process that really is designed to accelerate and leverage your media visibility for maximum exposure and increased sales, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. Maximize your visibility in the media so that you can increase sales, right? So that you can see your business grow. You can see your business go from a startup to a 7-figure global business. I know that you can because I've done it, and that's why we're here today. All right, so we're going to go into the 3 pillars that make a solid and impactful media strategy. All right, here we go. Step number 1, polish, okay? That's the big number 1 P, polish. What does that mean, guys? We need to polish your image, right? Yes or yes? Type a yes if you know that having a correct image is important. What you want to do when you polish is you want to get really, really clear on what your story is. The reason for this is unless you get clear on what your story is, people are not going to know and be able to really laser focus in on the fact that you are the resident expert in your field. What I mean by this is, let's say you own a yoga studio, right? Okay. But in your 10-mile radius, there's another 5 yoga studios. What is going to differentiate you, right? One of the things that's going to differentiate you is getting really clear on your story, because this is one secret that I want to tell you, and this is something that people trip over again and again and again. It's not about your product. It's not about your service. It's about your story. People are people, and we want to connect on an emotional level. So what you want to do when you're pitching to the media so that you can get that TV or radio coverage is you want to pitch a story, okay? Now, media training is all-inclusive. This polish, pitch, and promote strategy that we've built here is designed primarily to help you land a TV or radio appearance, okay? There's a ton we can do with print. There's a ton we can do with online digital, but we're going to leave those for now. I want to focus this training on polishing, pitching, and promoting yourself or your product for television appearance visibility, okay? So people that get on TV because they have convinced a producer that they have an intriguing story to share, right? At the end of the day, you need to get through. So with the polishing, I'm going to go into pitching in a little bit later, but we're going to stick with polishing for a minute. So the 3 pillars, let me outline them. So I'm jumping a little bit on the map here for you guys, sorry. You want to polish your image. You want to pitch yourself or your story. And then you want to promote your after-air appearance, okay? Those are the 3 pillars. But going back to polishing for a moment, part of what you want to do in order to get clear on your story is get clear on who your target audience is. Now, I know some of this may seem like Captain Obvious, right? But you'd be surprised at how many companies I work with who are in business because they love gardening, but don't have a serious clue as to who their ideal customer is. Is it somebody who owns a one-home, that's looking for landscaping, or is their target audience perhaps hotels, or is their target audience perhaps resorts, right? Who are you in business to service? Because that is greatly going to affect the way you communicate your message to them. I'm going to take a little bit of a side note here. When you're communicating in the media, there are words that you should use when you're selling, and there are words that you shouldn't use when you're selling. There are literally some words that you use that repel the customer. We're going to go into that in a different webinar. I don't want to give everything away today, and that's going to be left for a different training, but trust me when I say there are strategic words that translate on media for sales, and there are strategic words that translate that not at all. So back to that in a minute. You need, as part of your image, to make sure that you are absolutely leveraging the energy. Remember, one of the things, especially when in radio and television, the screen actually kind of dumbs down, it dulls down natural energy. So what you want to do when you get that media placement is you want to bring all of your energy to the table. That is part of what goes into polishing your image and polishing your story, right? Because energy equals vitality, and vitality equals just that sense of being innovative, being cutting edge, being alive. So you want to come to the table with a sense of vitality behind whatever it is you're going to be pitching. And finally, there are some key elements that go into polishing your image around charisma. Now, I talked about this a little bit earlier, right? The guy that walks into a room and has that charisma oozing out of him. Well, there are things you can do on camera that really amplify your ability to come off as being somebody that's charismatic. Some people argue that, you know what, you're either born charismatic or you're not. That is a fallacy. Research shows that there are things, both vocally and with your body language, that you can do to give off that impression of being a charismatic person. And again, the reason we want to have that as part of our image when we're pitching to the media is because, and when we're polishing, you know, our image, is because that sense of charisma, that sense of energy really gives off that feeling of confidence, the perception of confidence. And people want to align with other people who are confident, right? Nobody wants to be flaky. And so we want to make sure that we are pulling all of those elements together to get you as polished as possible so that you can get out there and make a good impression. Now, there's a fine line here because I do want to make this clear. The number one tip, and I want you to put a circle around this, I want you to store it because it's incredibly important, that goes behind putting your story together is authenticity. Okay, we are going to work to polish you. We are going to work to look at charisma, look at the way you are coming to the table in terms of your voice tonality. All of that is important. The energy, of course, anything you do, you want to come to the table with energy. But effectively, you want to pull all of that together so that you can come across as confident. Okay. And finally, guys, when it comes to polishing your message, do not underestimate the power of a smile. What translates massively on camera? It's your eyes and it's your teeth, okay? And you'll see that. If you turn on your TV right now and you start following somebody that's on TV and they're not smiling, not only do they seem like there's something kind of, you know, up there, you know what, but it just comes across as negative and not great. So we have a little bit of a background noise. Can you let me know if you're hearing the background noise? I have a beautiful place here, my home, and it overlooks a park, and they're cutting the trees right now. in the middle of my webinar, they're cutting the trees. So I don't want to stop because we're live. If you guys, but do let me know because I've tried to close the windows, but I think they're literally outside the window right now with the truck going off. So if they are, apologies. They should be moving on to the next vlog here in just a minute. But yes, polishing your image is very important when it comes to promoting yourself. And there are so many things that we can go into, but we don't have the time to do it here. Just know that pillar number one of gaining media visibility within 90 days is making sure you have a polished story, personal image, brand image, all tied up in a pretty little bow that is going to make you seem like the yoga studio of all the other yoga studios in your area that someone's going to want to come and take their lessons at. Okay, type a yes. Type a yes if you're hearing me and if you're feeling me here. All right, I love yeses. Okay, the next pillar that I want to move on to here, in the interest of time, is your pitch, right? This is really the guts of it. This is probably why you're tuning in the first place. You are pitching twice. This is what I want to make sure that you understand. When you've polished your package and you're ready to go move out to the media outlets and knock on some doors, I'm going to give you some tips here at the end of the training as to how and where you find these media outlets. But assuming we found them, we're ready to go, we're knocking on some doors, we're sending some emails, we're making some phone calls, right, depending on your preferred choice of outreach. The number one thing that you need to recognize is that you have to set yourself up in a way that you are aware of the fact that you're going to be pitching twice. Okay, what do I mean by that? The first pitch is going to be to the gatekeepers. Who are the gatekeepers? The gatekeepers are those people who stand in the middle, in the way of you actually appearing on air. So those would be the producers, Those would be the assistant producers. Those would be anyone at your television station. On the print side, it would be your journalists, right? Your editor-in-chief. Those are the gatekeepers. You have to pitch in a way that is going to get their interest and that is going to make them want to say, hey, not only am I curious about this person, but I actually want them to send me more. So you're pitching one time to the gatekeepers, and the second time, because we know with this media training you're going to get rocking and you're going to get yourself onto that TV or radio channel that you are loving. I don't know, is it the Today Show? Do you have aspirations of being on Howard Stern? I mean, you know, everyone has their own stuff. I'm just going to scratch my back. Their own things that they want to appear on, and that, again, the mediums that are going to help out their target market. But pitch number 2 is, once you're on the air, you are pitching directly to the viewer. You are pitching directly to the customer, right? So your pitch has to be formatted in a way that is going to make you seem like an interesting, exciting, and alive enough, a vital enough guest to have on the program. That's what you need to get through the gatekeepers with. And once you're through, your pitch then needs to be communicated in a way that makes the client, the viewer, the prospective customer want to say, hey, who is this guy? I'm going to Google them. I'm going to start following them on social media. I'm going to go out onto their online store and buy something because you've just given them a discount code. And we're going to go into how you can pitch that in a way that doesn't come across as salesy, right? Because no one likes a salesman, right? We all have those thoughts of like the salesman that used to come around with the encyclopedias back then. I don't know, maybe I'm dating myself right now. I think for anybody that's younger than 30, you probably you grew up with all of the world's information at your fingertips, so you probably haven't had much to do with encyclopedias, but I did growing up. So if you're old, type a yes, and let me know if you had an encyclopedia. Okay, but back to the point here, guys. Pitching. You want to pitch to the gatekeepers and you want to pitch to clients. And what you do in order to get through the gatekeepers is you need to recognize, and this goes without saying, this goes for all of us, right? Time is a commodity. No one has time. If there's one thing people are short of, even more than money, is time. So you have to recognize that no one in a gatekeeper position is going to take the time to listen to you rambling on for 10 minutes, to read a 3.5-page email, to sit and deal with you and your ramblings. What you need to do is you need to get your message clear, right? That's why we spent time polishing it. And then you need to pitch it in a way that is going to be received by them. Because trust me when I tell you, producers on radio and TV shows have a certain way they like to absorb information. And if you don't have it packaged that way, they're not going to spend a lot of time with you. The point of pitching yourself to the media is to get yourself on those radio or TV platforms in order to get yourselves in front of the client. I'm going to say this again, it's worth repeating, in order to build and grow your business and increase your sales and make that money and buy that Maserati, whatever your dream is, right? Type yes if you're feeling this. All right. Part of what goes into polishing your message, you do this by crafting unique media hooks. What's a media hook? A media hook is a segment title. This is important. It's important for you to have really unique titles because this is the only way that you're going to get through to the producer with something creative enough that's going to want to make them say, huh, okay, interesting. You also need to make sure when you're pitching that you're creating really unique and interesting sound bites. Now, people think that sound bites are only for politicians or your favorite TV star. No, 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 no. You have a finite amount of time. The one thing I'm going to tell you about television especially, typically if you're invited to be featured on a TV show, you will get anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes, probably tops, okay? It's longer in radio. Radio, you can get on and be interviewed for 15 minutes, sometimes for an hour, depending on the segment and the show. But on TV, unless you're Donald Trump winning the elections and you're being interviewed on 60 Minutes, no one is going to give you 60 minutes. So you need to get your message, your sales, your story, all of that put together in a time frame that's going to be more around the 4 to 6 minute mark rather than the 60-minute mark. And one way to do that is by crafting really positive, catchy, to the point, and rememberable sound bites. Now again, there is not enough time to go into how to craft those sound bites, but do write down that sound bites are key, okay? And then, once you have your segment title, what's going to get you in the door? What's the subject title of your email, right? What are you about? And you have some classic sound bites, then what you want to do is you want to build those out to really construct the skeleton of your feature. This is funny, guys, because the one thing most people aren't aware of is when you are invited to be on television or on radio, it's actually you who are providing the content to the station, to the host, to the producers. It's not them providing the content, it's you providing the content. So you are really the one that is 100% in control of how you want to present yourself and how you want to leverage that media appearance. And I'll tell you this, the more polished you are, the better your pitch is, the more likely you are to get the gatekeeper to say, yes, we're going to book you on next Friday's show, okay? And if you take the time with your sound bites and with your skeleton, we call them talking points and speaking points. You want to build out each sound bite with a little bit of content underneath. And you do that in a way that you communicate effectively once you're on the camera, once you're on air, once you're on the television or radio station. What this is going to do is it's going to spike the ratings of that station. People are going to tune in because what you have to say is intriguing, it's engaging, it's enlightening, it's entertaining, you know what I'm saying? So the ratings are going to go up. What happens though, and this is how it all ties in, this is some of that behind the scenes information that I'm sharing with you right now, is let's say you're on ABC, you're featured on ABC's morning show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. The guys over at NBC or CBS or any of the other stations are going to look at what happened. Who was that segment guest that spiked over at NBC yesterday and that got NBC's ABC's ratings higher than ours? They're going to look at who was on that. You know, what were they broadcasting? Was it a sports game? Was it news about a shooting? Was it a really amazing guest that has a killer feature? If the other gatekeepers from competing networks see that you spiked ratings, they are going to start reaching out to you, because at the end of the day, producers want to look good. How do producers look good? By increasing ratings. Increased ratings get more advertisers to the station, which gets more money in the door, which means everyone's happy, right? It's a trickle-down effect. So if you can convince the gatekeeper with a good pitch that you are worth bringing in and featuring on air, and if you can then, with your great pitch, have a wonderful segment, high energy, that's going to attract the attention of other gatekeepers, and what that's going to do is they're going to start coming to you rather than you having to go to them, right? And that is the whole point. So we need to know that pitching your product, writing out your hook, writing out your sound bites, writing out your segment talking points, super, super, super important. But again, in the interest of time, don't have the time in this webinar to go into those details. Just know that super important. And once you do that in an effective manner, we're going to get that down to one sheet, right? One sheet. That's it. You put a pitch plate together. It's called a pitch plate. You then can, with one phone call, pitch these guys in a way that is going to have them saying, tell me more, rather than who? Click. Right? So again, I want you to ask yourself, how successful have your media pitching efforts been? Because if you're getting a lot of clicks or a lot of no thank yous, or if you're getting just no response to an email, I can help you. My team knows how to put your pitch package together in a way that you make their life easy, that they want to say, come on in, that you become idiot-proof for them to book. And if you do that and you blow it out of the water during your on-camera appearance, because of the way we've polished the message, There is no reason you're not going to get phone calls coming at you and get that exponential media exposure, which is what is going to increase your sales. That's the whole point of this media training. All right. There are secret media tips and tricks, the importance of the 3 E's, entertain, enlighten, and engage. Also, how to leverage the 4 R's in media, ratings, relating, the 4 R's. Hang on, I'm stuck right now because I didn't write it down. Relate, reveal, and, oh my gosh, you guys, I gotta write it down, hang on. Reveal, ratings, so the 4 R's. All right, so I'm missing an R, guys, I'm missing an R. You want to relate, you want to reveal, you want to have ratings, and you want to, hang on, 4 R's. Why am I missing my 4th R? This is the problem I've got. I'm having a mind blank, guys. The damn 4 R's. Hang on. I'm going to scroll because I have them written down here at the end. And I'm having a bloody mind breaking up right now. And I don't know why. Wait 1 second. Where are my 4 R's? Okay. Oh, that's why. Relate, which is I talked about. Reveal, ratings, and results. Results! I couldn't remember the results because I'm so worked up on giving you guys results. All right, Kat. Kat had it written right here for me. Thank you for trying to save me, but I was panicking because I couldn't remember the 4th R. The 4 R's in media, guys, super, super important that you get these down and that you understand the importance of what they mean. Reveal, relate, but only in the context of the conversation. 4 ratings that will increase and give you results. Very, very important. How you can do that? So many good tips as to how. But I do want to move on to the next pillar. The next pillar in your media strategy in order to greatly increase your media visibility in the coming 90 days. We talked about polishing. We talked about pitching. Now I want to talk about promoting, okay? Because if you don't promote once you've pitched, then a lot of this effort is going to go for naught. So, how you feeling, guys? You doing okay? You keep it up with me? I know I tend to talk fast because there's a lot of content that goes into this. Another media tip, don't talk fast, okay? Okay, let me just get back to my notes here so I make sure we don't lose anything. And again, thank you for taking your time out, especially for some of you who are coming in from different parts of the world. I always can tell the people that are committed to growing their business because they definitely take the time to, you know, really show up. So, promoting. What you want to do is you want to make sure that once you have been invited and landed that on-air TV appearance, because you will, you absolutely will, that you have all of the tools necessary to make sure that when the customer comes in search of you, they are going to find the same through-line messaging that you talked about on your on-air appearance in your marketing materials. So we want to talk about what are the essentials that you should have on a homepage and landing page. If you don't have a website up yet, I mean, it is 2018. You know, people are like, you can't even ask that anymore, Katerina. Okay, fine. It is really something that if you don't have, you must have. Okay, you need to have this up because producers, the first thing they're going to do is go Google you to find out who are you, what are you about, and then of course the customers are going to come and do the same thing. So if you're, you know, we have people in our trainings at different income levels, different levels of their business. Some are starting up now, some have been in business for 20 years. At the end of the day, if you're just starting out, don't panic because I know sometimes resources are tight. I know sometimes things can seem overwhelming. Getting a landing page, a one-page landing page that's going to have your name, a really strong tagline to give people an idea of what you're all about, right? And then your basic contact information is really all you need, but you need that at a minimum. So make sure to look at what is going on your homepage and on your landing pages. There is a lot more we can talk about and a lot more that we do talk about, but for now, Have your name, have a strong tagline, letting people know what you or your business is about, and of course, your contact information, right? How can they reach out to you because they want to? We're also going to talk about a little bit here about a pitch plate. I know I mentioned that earlier. A pitch plate, a one-page pitch plate or a pitch sheet, is literally almost like an executive summary. It's a bio on you or your business combined with photos, combined with taglines, combined with possible sound bites, combined with your contact information. I said this a little bit earlier. When you're pitching to producers, they aren't going to sit and sift through 17 different attachments and ramblings on, and they're just not going to do it. So the one-page pitch plate is designed to pull all of your information together in a way that is going to make it idiot-proof for them to feature you, and in a way that producers can then give to the host, so the host knows exactly what to ask you, because you're the one that is drafting those questions for them. You see, you're not going to get caught off guard. One of the biggest things I see with people, and one of the things that holds them back, is this thing called your media mindset. And I talk about media mindset and mastering media mindset quite a bit. I have spent well over $50,000, maybe more, and years delving into the personal development world, personal transformation, and getting into the mindset of what it takes to really show up for you at the end of the day in a way that is going to give off this impression of increase. Most times it's not the tactical steps that you take, it's the behind the scenes mindset. And so in this case, what mindset are you bringing to the table in a way that is going to make you confident that when you get on stage, you're going to kill it? And like I was saying, one of the things that holds people back a lot of times is they're nervous, right? I'm not good with public speaking, I'm not good on stage. Don't worry, 73% of people out there, 73% are not fans of public speaking, and that includes on-camera speaking. So if you've got that fear, don't worry, you're not alone. But one reason that that fear is there, it's not so much that it's a real physical threat, right? There's no wild animal that's going to come at you and say, hey, you know, jump at you on stage. But it is a mental fear, and that goes back to your media mindset and having the story concise and clear in your own mind, and the way you want it to come across and be pitched to the audience. If you know that ahead of time, you significantly minimize the amount of stress and fear and anxiety that you have and you might be holding around actually going out there and doing what I know that you know your business needs, which is more promotion via your online and in front of the camera appearances. So just remember that. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Moving along, press releases. Okay, press releases. Most people think, you know what, Katerina, I don't need a press release. I just, you know, I'll social media a little bit, and you know, if I'm lucky enough to get on the air, I'll edit it and I'll throw a little clip out there and I'll get a bunch of likes. Okay, but I'll tell you something. The power of print, the power of media, when combining all four of the media pillars, television, radio, print, and digital together, can be exponential, okay? It can be exponential because think about what happens. You get one chiropractor, and chiropractor A is featured on ABC. Awesome. So he's on ABC for 4 minutes talking about his new chiropractor invention. And then he goes off and does his own thing afterwards. Great. Chiropractor B gets invited a month later. So chiropractor B gets invited. He's on ABC. Terrific. But what chiropractor B does differently than chiropractor A is he takes the time to write a press release. Now, my advice would be to use a professional press release writer because they know how to structure things in a way that will get you and your story picked up by major media. But if you don't worry, because we have training for you on how to write an effective press release. But the point is that chiropractor B writes a press release, and that press release gets correctly distributed. Now, I underscore correctly distributed, because you can write a press release and no one can pick it up, right? If you write a press release and it gets correctly distributed, we're going to teach you how to do that in a later training. Say it gets picked up by the Wall Street Journal. And then it also gets picked up by the New York Times. So now all of a sudden, you have chiropractor A who appeared on ABC. Awesome, right? And you have chiropractor B who appeared on ABC and in the Wall Street Journal and in the New York Times. Do you see what just happened? His visibility in the media just tripled off of only that same ABC appearance. If he takes that and then blows it up over social media, that's going to even biggerly, that you have to make sure the words you're using are actually English language, but it will more impactfully spread his message because he's using 3 out of the 4 pillars, the television appearance combined with getting his message into print for that same one effort, combined with then blowing up both of those, print and TV and print, into social media. What that's going to do and why that's important is this. You have to get credibility and trust built into your brand, okay? That is why media is so important, because having that stamp from independent third-party media saying that you were considered efficient enough in your field for them to feature you is huge, okay? What that does is that over time is going to build up and build up and build up, so that when I end up in a position that I have immense back pain and I have to go find a chiropractor in my area, am I going to go talk to chiropractor A, who maybe I've seen on TV, maybe I haven't? Or am I going to go talk to chiropractor B, who maybe I've seen on TV, maybe I haven't, but when I go to his website, he has an as featured on section, which is blowing up with all of the media that he's been featured on, right? Which one, if I'm just Googling into, you know, the internet gods, am I going to choose? So it's incredibly important to write a press release. I can't stress this enough. Again, one point of caution here with press releases, because we're quickly coming upon our time and I don't want to keep you for too much longer. One thing with press releases that I want you to know is make sure you get a press release writer if you are going to go with someone professional that is proficient in press release writing, not just copywriting, not just website copywriting, press release writing. There is an art to it, so we want to make sure that you are, you know, sure of where you're at with those. So I want to just, you know, kind of tie this up, guys, because again, we said this is going to run an hour, and I know that that people have a lot of things to do. We talked about how busy everyone is, but if you are feeling comfortable that you understand that in order to leverage the media, you need to work with the 3 pillars: polishing, pitching, and promoting your message by leveraging the 4 pillars of media, which are television, radio, print, and digital, okay? Now, I'm so excited because if you feel like you got some value out of this, type some yeses. I'm getting some thank yous here. All right, perfect. Perfect. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here because we're moving on to the next part of what we want to talk about, which is the bonus info that we were going to talk about. So I know that through this story, you guys are getting the message that media is important. Make media matter. That is what 2018 has to be about for you guys, okay? We are going into it right now. We're diving into 2018. It's coming up. It's coming upon us. It's here. You know what I'm saying? So do you want to crush your competition? Do you want to be known as the go-to expert in your field, both locally and nationally, and perhaps internationally? Do you want to see your business go from startup to 7 figures in just a matter of a few short years? Then you have to understand that the marketing training that we are giving you in this media space, in the media genre, as an online intensive, is the best online training that there is out there right now. It is bar none the most impactful that you can receive in this short time frame. So why are we excited? We're excited because I've been working one-on-one with clients, but we now have designed and packaged our Make Media Matter 21-day online intensive. Yes, 21 days. You get 21 videos, a video a day, with all of these tips, tools, tricks, suggestions, strategies. We point you in the right direction when it comes to how to move forward, where to find the producers, how to pitch them, how to get on TV, what to do when you're on TV, and then how to leverage that messaging afterwards in your post-marketing so that you can really blow it out of the park. All right, and the reason I'm excited is because we are offering massive, massive value at a super exciting promotional offer right now. We have a super exciting promotional offer. It's a damn good price is basically the point, guys. With our Make Media Matter package, let me just go down and get to those highlights so that you know exactly what it is you're going to be getting with this training. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. All right. We're going to go into, this is what you get. I just want to outline the package for you so you know how full of information it is. In week 1, we're going to go through Media Mindset Mastery. Remember we talked about that. I have a whole membership area that is devoted to just Media Mindset Mastery. If you haven't jumped over to take a look at that when we're off this call, jump onto my website and you can find out the details of our Make Media Mastery Hub membership area. But we're talking Making Media Matter right now and our 21-day Make Media Matter program. So week 1, we're going to be delving into polishing. Make Media Mindset Mastery. We're going to touch on that. We are going to talk about the importance and how to leave audiences with the impression of increase. We're going to be talking about the hidden qualities of on-camera charisma, because there is a different quality to charisma that translates on camera than there is live and in person, okay? We're going to talk about the powerful communication habits of confident people. Let me see. We're going to talk about the 6 ways to make an effective first impression on the air. Different than in person, right? Especially if you're doing an on-air appearance on the radio. We're going to talk about how to craft your media hook, get producers excited to and want to learn more, and how to identify what your hooks and your hot topics are going to be all about. We're going to really delve into your business and help you carve out how do you want to be seen in your space. So type a yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Okay, week 1, we're polishing. Week 2 is where we get into the guts of it. We go through some of the information we touched on today, designing your media segment, your media package, because you're the one that gets to design it. You're the one that gets to tell the host on the show what to ask you. That's why we just want to demystify this for you, because you're not going to get up there and be surprised. It's all orchestrated in a way that is intended to make you and your product or your service look as amazing as possible, okay? We're going to talk about getting your captivating speaking points together. Maybe one day you want to run for office, right? Killer sound bites for leverage. And, of course, how to pitch producers with just one phone call. Works every time. This works every time. The importance of the 3 E's, engage, enlighten, and entertain. And of course the 4 R's, which I now have written down in front of me, right? Relate, reveal, ratings, and results. How to couple all of those so that at the end of the day, you are seeing results for all of your strategic media efforts. Polish, week 1. Pitch, week 2. In week 3, we're going to be moving on, barreling ahead to Media Kit Essentials. What is essential that you have in your media kit, and why is a media or a press kit essential in the first place? Promoting and putting together your 1-page pitch plate. We're also going to be talking about leveraging social media, because again, yes, most of what we do with our media training is intended for TV and radio, but we're living in a social media world, and so we want to make sure that everyone is leveraging social media correctly, and teach you some tricks on how to do that. We are going to talk to you about, if you're in our media training, the 4 types of distinct interviews. Yes, there are 4 different types of interviews. You want to make sure you understand what these distinctions are and how to move through them, and that will, again, increase your confidence. We're going to be talking about writing an effective press release and how to get it distributed for exponential growth. And of course, before we leave you, we are going to give you the secrets, some of the secret tips to navigating a successful TV segment, because we are really confident that there are many of you that are going to be landing these TV appearances, these highly coveted TV spots, and that your business is so going to benefit from it. So the Making Media Matter course is absolutely the most powerful, intense 21-day online training in the media space available to you right now. I promise you, if you polish, if you pitch, and you promote your message, you will see increased visibility across either one or all of those 4 media pillars, okay? So we have an exciting offer for you right now. Add it in as a bonus for anyone who wants to take the media training, for anyone who really recognizes that their business is going to benefit with this training in a way that is going to see growth. We're adding a 15-minute feature spot on my show, LA40. Woohoo! And I love this because I would love to work with clients who really get their message correctly packaged and then feature them on my show so that we can all get ratings, so that everything can go up, and so that you can get featured and really have something to work with, right? So that is guaranteed. It's a 15-minute on-air feature segment on my show that is included in this 21-day online Making Media Matter intensive if you book now. Now that value, the value of that TV appearance itself is $1,995, okay? $1,995, $1,995. We are rolling that into this 21-day course for you for free, because I know that once you go through this training, you're going to be ready, and I have no qualms about offering you a space to be featured on. So, woohoo! The media course itself, our 21-day Make Media Matter online intensive, is valued at $5,995. That's the value, guys, $5,595. That's an investment into yourself and your business. But, and here's the best part, this is why I wanted you to stay online, and I thank you for staying online. We are offering it to you right now for just one easy price of $2,995, $2,995. Gets you the 21-day Media Matter, Make Media Matter online intensive, and the feature on my show, which is valued at $19.95, okay? Just that is almost the full value of the media training package. So think about it. In order to get yourself featured on major media, most people have to work with a PR agency. They have to work with a professional. And these agents can cost thousands of dollars a month, $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 to even $8,000 to $10,000 a month for you to work with them to get them featuring you on major television or radio. With the 21-day online intensive, you get the training yourself. You can watch these videos for as many times as you want. You have access to our private Facebook membership site. You have access to me for a one-on-one, 1 hour, 60-minute call anytime during that 21-day period, so that we can really walk through what are the essentials for you and make media matter. So exciting. First of all, thank you for being online with me. Type a yes if you're excited about that deal, right? Because it is a great, great, great offer. Really, it is. I had to convince my team to throw in the 15-minute segment for free, but you know, I have had a lot of success with these tools. I have my own pitch plate that I use. It's gotten me onto really big stations, and so I want to be able to share this with you. These are strategies and tools that I've developed for over 10 years, and it's now time. It's now time to give them to you and see you grow your business and see you really leverage the media, because that's what I love to do. I love to do it. I love to teach. I love to mentor. I love to be on camera, and really doing these webinars for you kind of fits all that together. So thank you for being with us. Remember that polishing, pitching, and promoting your message for maximum visibility, you can do it in 90 days. You can be out there, you can be on TV, you can be on camera, and you can really see your business explode in 2018. Do not hesitate. And if you're still kind of questioning, you know, and you're kind of wondering, do I do it, do I not? I want you to ask yourself, why do you want to be left behind, right? You don't. This is an investment. This is an investment in your business and in yourself. And I'm just excited about it because I know that it works. So that was our training for today. We went a little bit over. We're about 7 minutes over, but again, I'm a talker. So thank you for being with me. For those of you who just are joining me for the first time, I'm Katerina Kazayas. We're going to be posting more and more of these webinars. in our community. But do please consider making that investment in yourself, getting yourself to a place where you make media matter. And for more and for private training with me, also don't forget that I do offer one-on-one private coaching sessions. I also, for select few, have an application process where you can apply to work with me for a period of 3 or 6 months. This is an ongoing period where I work with you one-on-one to really craft like the most perfect media pitching strategy for you. So if you're interested in any of those, please don't hesitate to hit me up. Because between my TV and my hosting and my Hollywood gigs, I do this for you. So thank you for being with me. I'm Katerina, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.